Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Alolan Raticate here with a return in the Kanto Cup. And we have a normal team that you're going to see like in general, it's like such a standard team. We have a Dark type in the lead, we have two Poison types in the back, Dark double Poison, Poison double Dark, something that's very common and very well known. And here we're gonna have, like in general, a very cool team that definitely works really well. I went 13-2 with this team and had some great times. You're gonna see 14 battles here. I'll cut out one win that I had where I just hardconned my opponent, so like not really that interesting to see. While we go down here, form one move of this Ninetales, and we see my opponent gonna have in the back the Marowak, which we just got no bait and go straight for the move, and boom, this thing is gone, and we're gonna win this game. Thanks, trainer. And we're gonna see a Nidoqueen in the lead there, which is kind of problematic, but it's fine. We have access to the return here, which actually didn't come in clutch too often, to be honest. I think I mainly went for crunch, but still return the preferred moveset, to be honest, on all the cases, because it's just the best charge move it has other than the crunch. And like, even if you still have one that doesn't have it, like, it's still fine. You can still run Hyper Fang, you can still run the Hyper Beam, both of them are okay. But if you can get a Purified, maybe with better IVs than I have mine. But we see the Nidoqueen here coming in, going for the Poison Fang, and we can take this, we can go for our own Poison Fang and getting him low. And we can actually get the shield there from the opponent as well, which is amazing. We go into our own Nidoqueen and they just surrender as they go into that Charm, expecting my Alolan Raticate coming in there. Hypno lead, perfect for us, of course. My opponent stays in for whatever reason and we do some nice damage, and we see the Electrode coming in here. And we have some lag, I think, after my charge move, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, of course, I'm not wrong. Very cool. Thanks, game. I don't know how much energy he has, but he goes for the Hyper Beam, so thank God I shield this. I can farm down. And we're gonna see my opponent going into the Hypno again. We go for the bait. Getting some debuffs here. We're gonna get no shield from my opponent here, but we can go for the Earth Power now. Do we get the last shield? Do we KO him? We KO him, and we see the Nidoqueen coming in here. We still have all our Pokemon. We still have Nidoqueen against them, and they go straight for the Poison Fang, which is of course not the best move, as we can go for the Earth Power and going for the last shield, but it doesn't matter. We have our Golbat, and my opponent just surrenders here. Good game there. Like in general, this team worked really well. We have Dark double Poison. It's like very common, but there's one problem. You see the problem here right now. I have a double weakness to ice in the back, and my lead doesn't really do too well. I mean, it's like very neutral against ice type Pokemon. So this might be a little bit our problem. So what I actually would recommend you to do is run a Nidoqueen, either the Alolan Grimer or the Alolan Mug, and also with either the moves that you want to do. Like Grimer, you only can go for the Poison Jab. Well, I think for the Mug, it might be even in your interest to go for the Snarl as a quick move, if you use it as a safe swap, and then you use the Raticate in the back. I think that would be the preferred team version, actually, after playing my sets there, because I had some problems against those water ice types. It wasn't always the easiest matchup, so I would recommend you maybe to swap it out a little bit if you have the Mug or the Grimer already built. And here I kind of misplay hard as they go for the Wild Charge. Sure, went for the move here prior, I guess. I can go for the move now. My opponent gonna shield this up, and we're gonna be able to maybe farm him down there. He goes for the move. It's gonna be the Psyshock, and we're gonna die. Yeah, this was one of the games we lost. I think with a Survey would have been fine. Psyshock was just too much for us. We have a Dugong again against us in the lead. It's not the ideal scenario to have a Water and Ice type against us, as we don't really have the best matchup with our backline. But you can still deal with it. As you can see, we take some damage from that, but it's like kinda okay-ish still. We can go for the crunch, we can get the shield from my opponent. We're gonna shield here as well, as we need this Pokemon anyway as a counter for the potential Hypno in the back, and we see the Hypno actually coming in there, which is amazing that we still kept our Raticate. As we're gonna go for the bait, and we can go for another Poison Fang. Trying to KO him here. We're gonna get the shield from the opponent, and they throw the move. We're just gonna let it go. It's gonna be the Thunder Punch being resisted, but putting me into range for one confusion, which is not the nicest thing. We're gonna let the move go from my opponent here, and we try to farm all the way down. Going for the return now against the Dugong coming in there, which should pick up the KO here actually. And it does, which is amazing. And we see the Golbat now against the Marowak. And of course, we have the Shadow Ball for exactly this case, as we're gonna shield up the Shadow Bone. And this should one-shot this thing, and boom, and we're gonna win this game. Good game there to my opponent. Next up we have Raticate against Executor, Alolan Executor. That's a cool Pokemon. We see the Nidoqueen coming in against us. That's a pretty okay-ish matchup for the goal, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. Usually I bait too much, but here my opponent just like shields anyway. But I think I'm gonna be able to get the 2 Shadow Balls anyway, so I should be fine here. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball now. Gonna be able to get the last shield. We got 2 shields up. We have a good answer for the Executor in the back. We're just gonna let this move go. It's gonna be a Poison Fang and we can get to our last crunch because, yeah, okay, no, we have to shield here. We actually do CMP against the Nidoqueen, which is kind of sad. We had 2 shields down now. We can swap out immediately as Nidoqueen gonna be good against everything in this meta anyway. There's nothing that really cannot be hit by a Nidoqueen. There's no hard counter to it. Of course, Hypno here is the worst thing that you can most likely face, but look at the damage we do. Look at the Poison Fang, which we still get off. Like, even here, the Nidoqueen gonna be able to counter all the Pokemon and farm down. Such an amazing team. That's a cool thing in general about, like, right now, of course, the season is super lame because we don't have Elo, we don't have anything to really strive for. Which I, by the way, still appreciate everybody who like watch my videos. Like, thanks so much. I cannot describe how grateful I am for, in general, still having a community or like an opportunity to show stuff to people and people actually care still about it. Of course, it's way lower than what we had last season and the season prior because it is just no hype around it. But still, thanks so much for everybody who is here. I appreciate it a lot. It means the world to me, and I hope that maybe I can see some of my community in general at like GoFest or whatever and meet up with them. That would be very cool. We see the Dark Pulse coming here from the mug. Of course, it's kind of sad that he has the Snarl, but we get the shield already with the Poison Fang. We just gonna go straight for the Poison Fang. I just want to get him low. I just really want to get him very low and get the last shield here maybe, as we can just spam the Poison Fang. This is the broken thing about Nidoqueen. You see how much damage we just do. Like, it's kind of insane. We're just gonna swap out as well. We go for the crunch. Gonna be able to KO their Nidoqueen, and our Raticate is looking fine here. We're just gonna shield it up and farm down. Raticate's gonna sweep the end game here. Next up, we're gonna have a Sandslash in the lead. Of course, I already made my video about the Shadow Sandslash. I'm wondering what team he has. We're gonna see them going straight for the Night Slash for whatever reason. That was 7 moves, not 8 moves. 8 moves would be an Earthquake, 7 moves cannot be an Earthquake. So I'm just gonna catch the Earthquake now, expect him to throw it now, and it worked pretty well. And we see the Hypno as well, which we can go for the Shadow Ball still, which is amazing, as this is gonna be able to get the shield, and we can now align our Raticate against this Hypno, going for the crunch, getting him actually not as low as I expected him to be. But it's fine, we go for the shield just in case they have Focus Blast for whatever reason. I mean, it does actually make sense in this cup as it's pretty heavy for like Lickitung or whatever, I think, but most likely more higher up because right now I'm not at the highest elo, I think. I don't know where my hidden elo most likely is a little bit lower right now. We can go for the crunch here. You're gonna KO this thing and we see the Golbat coming in. We're just gonna go straight for the Poison Fang, trying to get the D-Boss onto my opponent. And I'm just gonna try to shield this up as well, as I kind of want to get him low anyway. They go for the Shadow Ball, which is of course fine for us, as we can spam those Poison Fangs, debuffing the defense, and we should be able to get to another one in time, but they go for their move. It's gonna be the Shadow Ball, they KO me. Can we farm him down in time? We can. Raticate coming in clutch here. Very cool Pokemon in general. One of the only Pokemon that can actually have Quick Attack and work with it. It's like something kind of unique at least. And I really enjoy it, like in general. Like I like Raticate. Raticate is one of the coolest Pokemon in this meta in general. Like one of the best Pokemon for Kanto Cup. And you see there how much they returned it to this mug. Of course, we catch perfectly again the move from the mug, and we see the Raichu in the lead. Raichu I actually faced twice and was kind of a problem always, so they can farm me down. I think against the Raichu also, like, he goes for Raichu with 2 shields down now, which was not the smartest idea, but we see the Marek from my opponent. There was like one Raichu I think that also really screwed me with a leg, so that's nice. I don't know if this was this. I just yeah. We see the Marek there. They didn't really want to shield anything there. We can go for the crunch. Sadly, no debuff. We're still gonna get to another crunch in time, as this crunch gonna come through, and we're gonna be able to get him very low into the yellow health. We can let this go, it's the Shadow Ball, and we barely miss out on the move. It wouldn't have KO'd anyway, but actually what's supposed to happen in the future is that you would get to the move. If you need one more quick move, and you have a 2-turn move against a 3-turn move, you are supposed to get to the charge move in the future, like when everything is like forced and updated and whatever. You're supposed to get the charge move off, even though like before you always get like the damage from a 3-turn move on the second turn, so like you die before you can get the charge move off, even though you need a 1 less turn for your quick moves. It is supposed to be fixed, or like in general like different in the next version, which is interesting. We get sniped here, how could he? And like in general, the game is so laggy still. I don't understand. It's like very laggy on both sides here as well. We're gonna see my opponent going into their Marowak. We're gonna go for the Earth Power. Does it land? It does land. Bye bye. We can go for the Poison Fang here. We're gonna get the last shield and we can get to another Poison Fang in time, and this just goes through there. It's just so amazing to hit the Earth Powers through the shields from my opponent. We see the Pidgeot in the lead, they swap out into Alakazam. I was very confused about why I got so much damage from a Psychic type. Very cool team though, like in general, like my opponent here is definitely having some fun memeing, which is a very cool trait anyway. As they go back into their Pidgeot, and we're gonna be able to go for the Poison Fang spam that everybody hates anyway. And yeah, the Pidgeot gonna have a bad time here. Gonna be already very low. So we can get to another one. He's gonna have to shield up again. They swap out into their Haunter, and of course we have our Raticate going for the crunch here. Does this KO? Of course it does KO a Haunter. And we see the Pidgeot coming in. We're just gonna shield up. They go for the Feather Dance. We're gonna swap out here. And my opponent surrenders. Nothing he could do anyway. Good game there. Into the next battle we have Raticate against Mew again, which is pretty decent for us as they have Shadow Claw. And we're gonna be able to go for the crunch, but they just go straight for the Wild Charge and dip most likely. They go into their Snorlax. We go for the return. Can we get some huge damage on this thing? We're gonna be able to completely nuke him, and we kinda catch the move here. Is it the superpower? It is the superpower. Like, my catch game was on point there. This was, by the way, at like 2 AM in the morning. And I still caught nearly every move, which was difficult to count as well. That's hilarious. We can go for some Poison Fang still against this Hypno. We can get him very low and we can get the shield from him, which is of course amazing. And we can let this move go here from him as well. It's gonna be the Thunder Punch. And we just can go for our own crunch, and we still have a shield advantage against my opponent now. As we see the Mew coming back in, we can go for the Poison Fang. There is nothing my opponent can do anymore, as he gonna be farmed down there. They just gonna decide to surrender. And we see another Dewgong in the lead. Of course, Dewgong, really horrible. We're just gonna go straight for the crunch. I think it's 7 quick moves to get to the crunch, so we already get it 1 turn before they get to their charge move, which is good. And we're gonna be able to take this move, but my opponent just got, like, I got a 3rd shield there because my opponent's move didn't go through, which is weird, but I mean, I can take it. We can go for the return now. Do we do a lot of damage with this? Does he shield this? Does he let this go? We're gonna get them down there, and we can snipe him with our Nidoqueen, which is amazing. As we see the Sandslash coming in here, which goes straight for the Night Slash, which we just gonna let go, as we can take 1, and we don't want to get a boosted one against us. And you see how much Poison Fang gonna do. This is the sad thing about the Sandslash against Nidoqueen, or in general, nearly everything against Nidoqueen. All the moves like are resisted here. The Poison Fang is resisted, the Poison Jab is resisted, and we just gonna try to farm down. They go for the Night Slash still. We can farm down now with our Raticate. We see the Nidoqueen coming in. We have our Golbat against it. This is gonna still come down to the wire. I actually kinda don't know if we can win this still. It's kinda tough. We have to bait here, I think. I'm just gonna go for the shield against this Poison Fang. We're gonna have to go for our own Poison Fang here. Do we get the shield from the opponent? We do get the shield. Can we go for the Shadow Ball? We can. We're gonna be able to KO this thing, winning us the match here as well against the Sandslash, as we can farm down with 1 more quick attack going into the last game of this video. Seeing my opponent having the Duck Trio in the lead, and this was a very cool game. I really enjoyed this game. Having a Duck Trio against me was kind of insane, and this is the thing, like with the ground types that have Mud Slap, they are very good in this meta. Like, they're very good. Ground types are very good in this meta in general. Like, if you have Rhyhorn, if you have Rhydon, if you have the Duck Trio, they're all really good. I didn't know the moveset actually of this thing. I was so happy that I shielded this move, because I actually didn't know that this thing had Stone Edge. I expected it to have like something like a Rock Tomb or something, so I shielded, and this was a golden shield, as otherwise my Pokemon would be definitely not here anymore. So we're gonna be able to farm on this John Hanky Pokemon, as we see the Lapras coming in against us, which is of course horrible. I don't know if we're gonna be able to win this match. We can go into our Raticate. It's gonna most likely die from this move. It does. It's gonna come down to the wire. Are we gonna be able to win this last game? We see the Nidoqueen coming up against this Lapras, going for the Poison Fang, as my opponent decides to swap out into the Dugtrio and refarm him down, win CMP here and win the game. Thanks all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and see you in the next video. Bye!